Ready for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone.
It's a very special day we do have. It's a wonderful Monday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning from Meadowview Healthcare Center. I got Krista with us. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us.
Thank
and
you.
by phone, we're super excited to have Danny Lopez from the Pacers with us. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, fantastic. And you are no stranger to multitasking, and so we are so appreciative of your time this morning. And we got a beautiful sunshine coming up this morning and coming in the window here down here in southern Indiana. And what's the weather like where you're at?
It's up here too. It's nice. I tell you what, it makes a huge difference. We were, last Friday it was all rainy and windy, and now it's beautiful. It's nice, and it just makes a big difference on your mood. So it's a beautiful morning, and I appreciate you guys having us.
Right, and it's you can always tell, whenever it starts getting warmer, everybody starts wearing those shorts and flip flops and ready to go, right?
That's right. Well, hey, I grew up in Miami, so this is any warmth I can take. I'll take it. I'm happy with it.
Wait, that's hilarious. Boy, that's a big change. Well, let's find out a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about behind the scenes before you actually got with the Pacers, because I was reading everything. Oh my goodness, you have had a grand background. You have done a little bit of everything, I think.
I have. So I've been very fortunate. I've worked with some really good people, and like I said, my wife and I are originally from Miami, but we've been here for 15 years now, and I've had the chance to work with the last three governors and the U.S. Senator, and I've been in the nonprofit space, and now it's 3 years, a little more than 3 years now with the Pacers, and just enjoy the role. It's great people. It's a cool environment. I mean, getting to come to work at Gainbridge Fieldhouse and be around not just these games, but also all the concerts and events that we have at the Fieldhouse. About 500 events that we do every single year. So it's just a busy place, but it's a cool place. It's a great atmosphere to work, and I'm a very, very, very lucky man.
Well, and I would have to say, I'm a huge fan of the Pacers, but of course I love Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's absolutely beautiful. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's always a fun time to come up, and we always have a great time when we come and visit. But I think that background has really come into I'm going to use your words, come into play, because I think that with the networking you have, and also like you said, some of the nonprofit and some of that can really be a benefit, because the Pacers are really wonderful about giving back.
Well, I appreciate that, and I don't think people, I think people are real happy when the Pacers win, and they're excited about the team, and they know the players. But I don't think people really have a full understanding of all the things that happen at Pacers Sports and Entertainment, which is obviously the Indiana Fever, also in the WNBA, but we also have a 2K league team, so we have an e-gaming team. We have the Mad Ants, Fort Wayne Mad Ants, or the G League, the developmental league for the NBA. We've got a team. But then we also have the Pacers Foundation, which is embedded in the company, and then the company that, the organization that runs the field house, the actual field house itself, and puts on all these events. So tons of stuff. And when you think about Herb Simon, the Simon family are the longest tenured owner in the NBA, so the longest owning team for any team left in the NBA. And it's just a different approach. I mean, he and the family genuinely don't want credit for stuff, so we do a ton in the community. Herb does a ton in terms of giving back and contributions, and then the company does a ton, and really the nature of the company is, well, we don't really want credit, we're just going to do it. So if it's toy drives, we have our Jack Specific toy drive in the winter over Christmas, where we do 30,000 toys around the state for kids that need them and for families that need them. We've been doing that for 13 years, 14 years. We even did it when there was, the Embryville with the tornado. They did a Christmas in July. So it's always stepping up because there's a different mentality here. The mentality is, look, this is state's team, first of all. It's not the Indianapolis Pacers, it's the Indiana Pacers. But then also, it's got to be bigger than just basketball. And that's something that we preach a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something that we try to ensure that our staff live by.
Well, I think giving back. I think our state is fantastic. I have to really brag on Indiana because I feel like we are those that take care of our state, and we all give back. And just like you're in a position and you've got great, if you will, almost like I know you're probably not going to, I don't know how you're going to receive this, but great power. You've got great influences, if you will, or you can really make a difference. And I love that because you guys do, and you do give back. And I think that's fantastic in your position.
Yeah, there's it's Indiana, and we're the professional basketball organization. So, from that standpoint, we see ourselves very much as a flagship in the state. And like you said, there's a responsibility to ensure that the state continues to thrive. We've done an incredible job, I think, here from a government standpoint, from a local government standpoint. We've done things to position ourselves better, and then companies like ours have the responsibility to take that and run with it, I think. And that's what we try to do.
Right. I do want to say I'm on the board of the IBA, Indiana Broadcasters Association, and we went to Washington D.C. last week, and we got matching shirts, and we did the Pacer colors.
Oh yeah, cool.
So then we decided,
that's awesome.
Yeah, anytime we go to the game, we can wear our Indiana Broadcasters Association shirts because we're the Indiana Pacer colors. Yeah. That was forward.
Sure, and whenever you come, I'll get you some other swag, so we'll match it up.
And I wore T-shirts and pizza. That's my two favorites.
Awesome.
You got me there. All right, Danny, let's talk. We got a big announcement here. The Hoosier Hysteria Project. And first of all, tell us how you received the project and what's involved with all this.
Yeah, so thanks. So Hoosier Hysteria is really our. It's the way that we are tying everything that's going on around the state and our tradition of high school basketball in particular, which is unique. And I can tell you, as somebody that transplanted from another state, this is unique. The obsession with high school basketball is so cool for a basketball fan, and it's just different. And so this is our attempt to tie that back to NBA All-Star 2024. So if folks remember, we had the All-Star game in 21. Of course, the pandemic happened, and so the game got pushed back to 24. And so now February of next year is when, the entire NBA and the All-Star will descend upon Indianapolis, and we wanted to make sure that we had a tie back to the rest of the state. So we put a committee together, and it was, it's former players, former coaches, journalists that covered the IHSAA forever, that sort of thing, former IHSAA administrators, the folks from the Hall of Fame, and just got together and brainstormed for a couple sessions and said, what are the stories that we think Hoosiers most care about, are their favorite moments that resonate with people in Indiana? And some are obvious. We of course, we'll talk about Milan and Christus Attucks and the way that changed the nature of basketball in the state of Indiana. But then there's also, Robert Logeman is something that I learned. He's a person I learned, an architect who designed 23 of the most iconic high school gyms in Indiana because he sort of invented the idea of having this recessed bowl in the gyms. Or, our incredible mascots. We've got some really interesting mascots, from the berries to the spark plugs. So you've got all these kind of cool stories in high school basketball. We wanted to pull those out and give the public 50 of them and then say, hey, vote on your favorite 24, and then we're going to take those 24 and turn them into pieces of art that are then going to be on display all of All-Star Weekend in 24.
I love that. This is so awesome, and I love that. And, we carry several high school teams on our station, and I love it, and that's something I feel like we've done for years and want to continue doing, and I love high school basketball. And it's really cool, Danny, this is something, I had a gentleman, a coach actually from Georgia I was talking to, and he said, you've made it big. He said, the dream job is a high school basketball coach in Indiana. He said, there's not a better dream job than that.
No doubt. It is just a different energy in those gyms. I mean, this past weekend, we had sectionals obviously all around the state, and took my son out. My son's still young, he's 9. I took him out to one of the games up here, and it's just a different feel, and you've got so much energy. I mean, I tell people I work with, because I used to, in Miami, I coached a little bit of high school basketball, and before transitioning into sort of the 20 years of work that I've been doing since. But so I'm a little bit of a recovering coach. But I tell people that my 2 favorite days that we have in Gainbridge Fieldhouse are the girls' state finals and the boys' state finals, because you get these teams and these families from all across Indiana that otherwise may never come to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, but they come for that. They're super passionate. They're super respectful. They just want to have a good time. The bands come out. The cheerleaders come out. It's just a different environment than for any other event that we put on. And it's just the coolest thing. And so we wanted to capture that, right? Because if you don't, then what NBA All-Star ends up becoming is sort of a way to put on display everything the state has become, but not necessarily a celebration of who we've been and what we are and the things that we care about. And so we really wanted to take this opportunity to do that.
Right. And we've had some of our teams have come up there, and the energy and just like, and the families, it's just so awesome, and bringing everybody together. It just, and everybody was beyond helpful and nice, and we had a great time. But my announcers, they knew they'd hit the big time. It was funny because I have other announcers that were begging. They were like, let us do the announcing, for the high school, because, but the team that had been the regular announcers got to do it. But it was funny. All of my announcers were like, please let us do this, because that's kind of a little dream, or that's a dream, if you will, for some of the announcers, high school.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's different. Again, it's different here in Indiana. That's what we wanted to capture with this. So it's, the website is pacers.com/Hoosier Historia. It's HISTORIA. So kind of like hysteria playing on that, but Hoosier Historia. And you'll see all the 50 different stories and narratives. You'll be able to read about them, which is part of the fun, a big part of the fun. Hopefully it sparks a little bit of debate. Hopefully there's some back and forth on things that got left out. I had people calling me immediately saying, well, how can you have a list, and, this isn't in there, or that's not in there. I said, well, good, that's part of the fun, right? Let's have a little debate about what this should look like. And then you'll get a chance to vote on your 24 favorite, or your 10 favorites, and then those will be turned into ultimately the final 24. We're going to announce those on March 24th, which is the Friday right before the boys' state finals here at Gainbridge. And then the artists will get to work on turning those into beautiful pieces of art for NBA All-Star Weekend in February of next year.
I love that. Okay, and we Indianapolis really is been a host. I mean, with the Super Bowl, I got a chance to be a part of that too. And in Indianapolis, will there be, when the All-Star game, will there be like a week of like things going on, different events going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a full week like Super Bowl is, but we typically start on Thursday of that weekend, and then there are events for fans all through All-Star on Sunday. Sunday night is typically the All-Star game. So there's events all weekend, and what we're going to say is, look, there's something for everybody. There'll be some kind of fan fest where fans can come and just sort of either play games or explore different exhibits and see things from sponsors, meet some of the players. And then there'll be practices that are open. There'll be an HBCU game that we'll play. Of course, you've got all the different events, the Rising Stars, the rookie game, the slam dunk contest, all those kinds of things. So there's going to be something for everybody here downtown. Plus, there's a ton of stuff that happens All-Star. All-Star is a little unique from the standpoint that there are all these things that happen that are sort of unofficial events. So you start to have pop-up parties and pop-up art shows, and arts and culture is such a big piece of All-Star Weekend, and so you have these things that just organically come up, and people are going to be able to come downtown and enjoy them, and hopefully take advantage of some beautiful weather next February and come out and enjoy our downtown.
Oh, I definitely think so. Yeah, I think this is going to be. I think it's awesome that it's right here. It's convenient for people to drive to and be a part, and I know everybody's going to want to be a part of this for sure.
Yeah, and this one, again, another way that this is little bit unique from pretty much anything else we do here in Indiana is for All-Star. All-Star is such an international event. This past year in Salt Lake City, there were 25 players that participated from other countries, and so you have about 250 countries that actually show the All-Star game, or it airs in about 250 countries, and there'll be about 1,800 members of the media here, and many of them will be international. So it's an international event. It's got just a different feel from anything else that we do, and it's just a big party for that weekend. And if you've ever been to an All-Star event, you get the chance to just walk around, you pop your head into all these things that are just happening through the downtown. There's stuff for kids, there's stuff for families, and well within an hour and a half of pretty much everybody in the state. So it's a really exciting. It's going to be a really exciting weekend.
Well, it's good for our economy of the state, and also, it's good to showcase our state.
No doubt, and this is the thing that I think matters to a lot of people around the state. I mean, we've had incredible growth. We've had incredible investment from foreign companies, and this is not just in Indianapolis, everywhere across the state where you've got manufacturing shops, you've got logistics shops that have popped up, and they're, it's foreign direct investment, and so there's a tie there. And now we get to talk about how Indiana continues to thrive and sort of change the perception that we have a little bit outside our borders. I mean, this is the one thing that I think we've got to get better at, all of us, is talking about our state and talking about the things that we do really well and that we're great at, and here's an opportunity to put that on display for the entire world.
Well, I agree 100%. And, it's funny because we do have that, that reputation that we all walk around basketballs, because...
Yeah, and that is a big part of it, right? So we want to celebrate that. We want to lean into that. We want to make sure that people understand that in Indiana it really is different. Basketball really is different, particularly at the high school level, but it's different just the way people are gravitate towards the game of basketball and feel ownership over the game of basketball. But it's not the only thing that we do. It's not just corn and basketball. There's a ton that happens here in the state, and some of it's in big communities, some of it's in small communities, but the art scene here is important, the technology scene here is important, the economy continues to grow, and those are things that we want to put on display.
Right. I think the slogan, more than corn in Indiana, it goes...
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm laughing because you're totally right. But, instead of pacifiers, we give basketballs out as babies,
That's right.
But no, but it is nice. We have so many other things to offer. And I know Indianapolis I love to go up there, and always stuff going on and things to do. So it's going to be a great time. And so... And I love, getting prepared for such a big event, and I know it's going to be a successful event, and it is a great time. And also, it's good for everybody to meet each other, for us too, that maybe don't get to go a lot out of state, it's kind of cool to get there.
And there's so many different offerings. That's going to be
for sure. And so we want to make sure that everybody understands there's something for everybody to do for that weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it starts right now. I mean, getting people encouraged, excited, and encouraging them to vote on Hoosier Historia and participate in the process, I think is a good first step to making sure that people feel ownership over NBA All-Star 2024, not just here in Indianapolis, but across the state.
I love that. Well, Danny, you're multitasking. You're fantastic, driving and talking.
Do all day.
Yeah, I can imagine. I bet you are on the go all the time. But listen, you've been very kind and very generous with your time, and I appreciate that so much. And we're fired up here. Cannot wait. Hoosier Hysteria Project, preparing for the NBA All-Star in 2024. We are super excited for that, and super excited to be a part. And thank you again for taking time for us this morning.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd love to come back on at some point and update on the progress and update on All-Star and figure out how we can get people involved.
I love that. And real quick, I do have a suggestion real quick. Something that I loved when Super Bowl, they had different schools in Indiana, like the elementary schools, which got some of the younger ones prepared, and they colored like some different photos and had welcome to Indiana, and they put that in everybody that came to the hotels. It would be in your hotel room from our children of Indiana.
Yeah, so it's interesting because in 2021, we were talking about the game itself was going to be on was going to fall on Valentine's Day, and so we were going to have love letters from some of the kids to the people that were coming and staying in the hotels. I suspect we're going to do something similar. It's a great idea, and I'm sure that we're going to be doing something similar to welcome people. I mean, again, when you go around, we just came back from Salt Lake City. We were in Salt Lake City 2 weeks ago for the All-Star game, a group of us from here. And, they did a great job putting on the event. The city looked great. fine, but we realized that we just do it differently here. We put a lot more care into it. There's a lot more hospitality that goes into it, and we take it really serious. And those are the types of little things, little gestures that may not seem like huge deals, but when people leave here and they go, man, that was pretty cool. I walked into my hotel room and had a note from a kid. It makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and the kids had so much fun. They loved doing it, and they knew, knowing that their artwork was going to go be, to someone, someone they didn't even know. Yeah, they loved all that. So
Yeah, that's cool.
So
great way to be involved.
Absolutely. Danny, keep up the great work. Let's talk again, and have the best Monday ever, okay?
Oh, all right. You guys do. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, I love that. I thought that was, when we hosted Super Bowl, I thought that was so cool. The school kids, they wrote welcome to Indiana or something, or drawled, and it was just so cool.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the letters going up there, and it was just really cool.
That's neat.
So
there's so many kids that could get involved that way.
Yes.
And so many people coming in that could be exposed to.
Yeah.
That.
Well,
That's a pretty awesome idea.
If you were, entering a new state and like you were there for an event, and then all of a sudden you saw, a note from that to me, I'd keep that forever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of cool. So, anyway, well, that's cool. And 2024 coming soon. So, can you imagine, and Krista, you've hosted events at Meadowview and other things that you've done, and I know I host events. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine trying to get ready for such an event?
Oh my gosh, a year-long preparation.
I know. Oh my goodness. First, hang on. I know the very first thing. Let me just tell you real quick. What would be in my head is, what will I wear?
That would cross my mind, and also would be, what kind of food are we going to have?
Well, food and clothing.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Not that, making sure that we have enough hotels, accommodating, making sure that everybody, knows where to be. That would be a little bit later on the list.
Yeah.
Very first thing, clothing and food.
Yeah. What shoes can I wear that are awesome looking and comfortable enough to wear the entire day?
You got it, girl. Absolutely.
There you go.
You got to pull that off. You know what I mean? Or do you do a wardrobe switch? You know what I mean? Do I have a? That would be my first thing. That's probably why, Krista, we are not the ones leading that.
That's right.
Probably why we didn't get the call. Okay. Probably.
Probably not.
Maybe not. Okay. But anyway, that's cool for our state, and it's good. And even though it's happening in Indianapolis, people will stay around. You know what I mean? There'll be people all around the state that will be staying and using lodging, food, and entertainment, and all that. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Our economy
Pretty
for
cool.
our state. Yeah, very good. All right, today is the. Let's thank our sponsors, Krista.
Oh, I will. Coffee Club sponsors Meadowview, of course. Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Fox Lee Wealth Management, AFP, and Fantastic Sam's.
Yay! Who are hiring. We were discussing, I don't think, I'm not, I'm not licensed. I don't think I would be cutting someone's hair, but I think I could give a really good shampoo.
Okay. Well,
I could when they come in the door, I could do the shampoo, and give them a good shampoo, and then have them ready, you know what I mean? Here you go.
There you go.
Send them off for the cutting, but Fantastic Sam's, they're really, really, really pretty awesome.
Yeah. I don't do hair, but I still hold my nail technician license from 1995. I have kept that up over the years.
Well, my goodness. Look at that little fun fact.
I know. I'm not a good representative, but
and usually, because you're doing other people's now, you don't have time for your own.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Definitely. Well, I think the walk-in is easy. It's nice for families. They always have specials going on, and so anyway, they're hiring, so they're really looking for people, to do that. So
when I do get around to trimming my hair, that's usually where I go, just because it's quite convenient.
Well, yeah, and also you're you might start off at early morning, at Meadowview, and you might be thinking what you're going to get done today, and then you might even completely go a total different direction.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with a lot, and families and everything. So it's always very busy, and always, but it's not a bad direction. It's just a different direction.
Yep. You never know what the day's going to bring.
Nope. Absolutely. What's around the river bend, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, today is the 6th day of March. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I do want to say, what a blessing we survived the storm.
Oh, my gosh.
That was crazy Friday. So I actually, I knew, because I do stay up with the National Weather Service, and they are so good. The weather is so good. Everybody is so informative. So I knew it was coming, but I had prepared to give blood.
Oh,
I
yeah.
scheduled a blood appointment, for the blood drive. And so I was giving blood during the time, but I
Were
felt
ya?
safe, yeah. But I got back out after, as soon as I was like, hurry up, hurry up and do this. Yeah. Anyway, you little vampires. Anyway, and then so I did get a drive around. So there were some trees down, a lot of limbs down, a lot of little limbs, but and some power outages. But we're blessed that no one was really hurt that I heard of. I don't think.
Not that I heard of.
So that was a
No.
blessing. Yeah.
Some random shingles floating around. And
Shingles in the air,
Yeah.
shingles around, yeah.
I lost a trash can at my house. Got the lid, but I somehow lost the can part.
Now I did see one that's kind of not funny, but I did. That's funny, not funny, but I didn't get a photo. But I seen one going a trash can rolling.
Yep.
I wonder if that was your trash can.
I don't know. Could have
Well,
been.
I kept thinking. I couldn't. It really wasn't a good pullover spot, but I kept thinking, should I pull over? I always try to be a good neighbor or a good person. You know, they weren't my neighbors, but I thought, should I pull over and get that for them? And then the wind was hitting so bad, I thought, I don't know if it would even.
Not gonna stay still.
Yeah, and I don't even know for sure whose it was. You know what I mean? If I gave it to the wrong person. So
Yeah.
all right, we're on to the 6th day of March. Today is the Alamo Day. All
Okay.
right. This is also fun facts about Names Day. Do you know anything about why you were named, Kristen? You ever hear?
I know that my mom wanted something a little unique, and she didn't want Christy or Kristen, so she opted for Krista. I don't know if there's a meaning behind my name.
Okay.
Other than she was just looking
Yeah.
for a little bit of uniqueness.
Mhm.
And at that time, there weren't any other Kristas that I went to school with or anything. But there are some now. There's more Kristas.
And what's your middle name?
Lynette. That's my mom's middle name too.
Oh, that's so. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cute. Well, there you go. So that's very cool about like your name. I mean, you were
Yeah.
named after your middle name after your mother.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, fun fact about my name, and I think I've told it several times on here, but I was named after the Rebecca, Becky Thatcher, and Tom Sawyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
My dad loved Tom Sawyer.
Well,
so-
you're a literary figure.
Yeah, well. So, anyway, so yeah, that was kind of cool. And then I'm Rebecca Lynn, so the Lynn just, I guess, just kind of flowed. I
Yeah.
never did hear much about the wife of Lynn, but yeah. But anyway, that's a little fun fact about names. It is cool. There's really a lot of, like on my girls, I did all A's.
Uh-huh.
And I really liked the names, and so I had no trouble. But it's really cool when you pick out the names and how they, I guess, the meanings of the names and what they mean to you.
Yeah.
My
kids, they both have family names. My daughter her full name is Abigail. My mom's name was Gail, so that's how we got that.
Oh,
and
that's
then
cute.
her middle name was my grandmother's middle name. And then my son, his first name was his great-grandfather's. Is that right? Yeah, great-grandfather. And then his middle name is his grandfather's middle name. So
that's cool.
we went the family route with the kids.
Yeah, I love that though. But it's awesome though, like in your family tree when you see that,
Mhm.
you see the past become present. Yeah,
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's cool. So, fun facts about Names Day. All right, today is also National Dentist Day.
I really appreciate the dentist, but they just make me sweat. It's like,
Do you see?
oh my gosh.
I'm like the only person on earth that I do not get nervous at all.
I do.
I do not.
do.
Everybody else does. I do
Oh,
not.
gosh.
I do not.
I don't. I generally don't miss appointments. Generally, or if I do, I reschedule immediately. But yeah, I'm just nervous wreck at the dentist. Very few things bother me, but the dentist is right up there.
Dentist does. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Fun fact to know about you.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So on days that you're going to the dentist, avoid Kristen. Okay. I got a note on that one. Okay. All right. National Dress Day. I love dresses. I love, and I actually was going to put one on today, but I was a little chillier. I know everybody else is dressing shorts, and it's going to be warm and be gorgeous. But I love dresses, don't you? Or do you?
Yeah. I occasionally I like dresses. I'm kind of short, and my legs are long, and then my body's short, so it's kind of hard to find a dress that fits me like I want it to fit me.
Yeah.
But I think dresses are lovely.
Yeah.
If they fit me correctly, I think they're great.
Yeah. Well, I love I think the thing about the dresses with me is you've got an outfit. You're done. You know what I mean?
That's
like
it.
Top
Yeah.
and bottom. You know what I mean? You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a little bit. I have winter dresses and summer dresses, but it's been I've been cold, so I haven't wore them as much as I usually do sometimes. But in summer I could almost wear a dress every day just for convenience. Nothing more than convenient.
That's
It's called.
right.
It's on. It's done. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about trying to match a shirt and pants. Or, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Or a suit or something. No, I do like suits too, but
I do like suits.
yeah, suits look nice.
Yeah.
National Dress Day, National Frozen Food Day.
Okay.
Okay. National Oreo Cookie Day. You like Oreo cookies?
I love Oreo cookies. Yeah. I love the dark chocolate Oreo cookies. Oh, those are good.
Oh, wait. Now, hang on. Now, let's hear your true feeling on the double stuff. The double.
I don't like it.
You do or don't?
No.
It's funny. A lot of Oreo fans, people that are really Oreo lovers, do not like the double stuff.
It's too much.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Ratio's off.
Yeah. Okay. So you just bite into your cookie, or do you pull it apart? How do you
Bite into it.
How do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't pull it
What
apart.
about it? Well, and you can't have milk. I was gonna say you could have milk.
When I was younger, yeah, my brother and I would sit and demolish part of a package in nothing flat, dunking it in milk.
There's nothing like so and I do this with chocolate chip cookies. If you have milk and you dip that in, and then some of the cookie is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is that not the best day ever?
No.
It's a banner day. You know what I mean, right?
At the end of it, you get that
It's just
delicious cookie mush and
Oh,
milk.
What is it? I know. It's so okay. Such a. Oh man. Don't you feel like you're living? I mean, living high.
I know.
Living high on the hog
Oh,
here.
yeah.
When the cookie is in the milk.
I got to eat all those cookies. Now I get the last bit is still delicious.
It's just like it sends you on your way.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. National White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. Oh.
No. I hate white chocolate.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
It's rich.
Ugh.
So you don't like a zero candy bar?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
I'll eat yours. Okay.
Go right ahead. Have all you want.
Right. There's really not too much food that I don't like. We went to in DC. We went to see George Washington's home, and they gave us a peanut soup. Okay, this was so cool. Okay, it's almost like peanut butter. It's thicker.
Yeah.
It's a thicker soup. What I'm trying to say, but it's not as thick as peanut butter.
Yeah.
But it's they serve it hot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess they put some kind of a creamer or something in it to make it a little thinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they served it hot, and Krista, it was delicious.
Was it just peanuts? Was there anything in it?
Yeah, so in the soup,
Yeah.
they served peanuts, real peanuts in it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so every now and then you get a bite of a peanut. No, I kid you not. It was just I don't know if that's something. I really don't I don't know if that's something that is kind of old fashioned. I've never had it before.
I've never even heard of that.
And
Odd.
I'm sure Google has a recipe for it.
Probably.
But it was real rich. So you don't get a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even want a real big bowl, but it's just delicious. Yeah.
So is that a dessert or was
No,
it like a
I know. Yeah,
true soup?
I'm with you on that. Would you serve it as a dessert? No, it was served as you had your salad and then soup. It would have been your appetizer, your right before the meal. Okay.
like your savory
Yeah,
soup, not a
soup, yeah.
sweet.
No. It was
Interesting.
yeah. It's peanuts. It was peanut soup and it was delicious. It was really good. I've never had it before, but I suggest it, especially if you like peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Oh, then
Eat it by the spoonful.
you would just With this soup, you'd have been taking your bowl and fill. You know how you want to do it.
Yeah.
You want to take your bowl and just,
Yeah.
But you can't do that.
Gotta maintain decorum when you're out in
especially-
public.
Yeah. Try to set it straight. Could have done that, but yeah, it was good. It was delicious. So, Anyway, a little fun fact about food. All right, we always go to food.
I
Right?
know.
Always goes to food.
Yeah.
All right. So when you go to Walmart over here, okay. Do you like if you and I were checking out? I was checking out before you. Would you put the divider between your stuff? Do you use that like when you put it up on the conveyor belt? Do you use the divider to divide your stuff? I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, like I'm not gonna want to take your peanut butter.
Right. Well, I would say yes. Most of the time I do put the divider up there because I'm thinking, well, they want to get their stuff going, so I'm going to shove my stuff forward so that they have a little bit of space and they can get their stuff started to load.
Right.
So yes, I'm a divider person.
But, okay, on a side note, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to get back. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm circling the wagon, Krista.
Okay.
Stay with me, okay? The wagon's being circled.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever put your stuff on there, and then for whatever reason, when that conveyor belt goes, like it all of a sudden crams up against theirs, and like the person looks at you like, what? You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. I was like, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't know it was going to,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be on your lap. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean? How, like, sometimes it's like, I feel like there's almost like when you're in line, you got to give a little respect and let that person get done with what they're doing.
Yes.
And sometimes, like, the conveyor belt will shoot my stuff so close up there
Yes.
that I know they're thinking, you know, back it up a little bit. Could I have a little space to do my, you know, right? You know? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
So I always get kind of nervous on that because and then I'll put my arm, like, don't you dare go on up there yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I have feel that because I just feel like sometimes it's like, it's almost, it's like an unsaid thing, but it's almost like common little courtesy there to not
crowd.
the crowd. There you crowd. Give them room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially these day and age when you're paying so much. You know what I mean? And everything that's coming out of your wallet or your purse is screaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Please don't take me out. Please don't go. So you're. Been with a few people like that. Literally, when it comes out of their purse, they scream. Anyways. Anyway, so, you know, just give them room, right? I don't know, like elbow room.
Yeah.
I mean, like space. Give me space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I don't feel that way. So if somebody else's crams up against me, but I'm used to 6 kids hovering,
Right.
you know what I mean, on top of me. But I feel like that a lot of people we're just giving a little space.
I like space.
Yeah.
I got a big bubble. I admit to it.
So I better go before you.
Yeah.
Because if my stuff
And I'll
starts
just like hang back.
Okay, hang back, yeah, because if my stuff, I don't mind. I'm not the norm, though. I'm not the norm, okay? I know, I try to think of how everybody else would feel, because how I feel, that I know everybody else probably feels different. I'm not the norm. I don't have to have that space, because I'm used to being in a tight situation, you know what I mean? I'm used to hovering, you know what I mean? That bubble got popped a long time ago.
Right.
When you start having 6 kids, and they're all on top of you every
my
time,
Lord, I
at
can't
any
imagine.
given time. I mean, the couch, you know what I mean? There could be other room on the couch, but everybody's like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's okay. We like that. But anyway, I do try to be respectful when when my stuff's coming down the line and it's like right there. You know what I mean?
You know, I generally don't go through the regular line.
Oh, do you not? Okay. Are you self-checkout?
Try to do self-checkout at all costs, just because
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I just want to get out of the store and not talk to anybody.
Okay, and there's absolutely.
I don't like going to the store. I get my stuff, get through the line, and get out. So.
Okay, well,
But-
and there's nothing wrong with that, and that's good. You know what I mean? And that's the way you feel. I'm just the opposite.
I imagine.
Yeah, I want to talk to that person. I like that. Well, because I like them all over there. I want to see that person. I want to talk to that person. Because I'm not good at it, and so I never know what to put in a bag or how to stack that in the bag. You know what I mean? Or should I get a new bag? Because I try to be respectful to the bags.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but sometimes you don't want to put, like, you know, with your food, you don't want to put like a chemical, you know what I mean, a cleaner. Yeah. So then that's get a new bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. So I just let them do the bagging. Leave it to the professionals, you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, but it's fun. Okay, so let's find out why we're talking about this. The divider. The whole thing we're talking about is the divider at the supermarket checkouts. Are we doing it wrong? Okay. A full story. A while back on TikTok, and you know how I love TikTok.
Yep.
Okay. A debate about who should place the divider on the conveyor belt at the supermarket. The person who placed all of their groceries on, or the person who arrived behind them. What a debate. Okay, so like if you've got all your stuff, and you put it on the conveyor belt, should you take that divider and put it at the end of yours, or should the person arriving put it there?
Personally,
there's all kinds of other crises going on in the world, and we're debating on where to put them on.
The divider.
Yeah.
I personally would want to put it on there, and you know why?
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Sometimes, I don't know. You might think you've got all your stuff on the conveyor belt, and then you realize that underneath, oh shoot, I've got detergent underneath there or something.
Yeah.
And I need more space to put it on the conveyor.
Okay.
So I like to, if I actually do go through the line and have to converse with someone,
it's a rare occasion.
I put all my stuff on, and I leave a space before I put the divider on for the next person.
So you leave a little space.
I do leave a little space.
I like that.
Because I have multiple times forgotten stuff that was underneath, and I need to put it on the conveyor again.
A little extra room. I like that.
Yeah, and plus, that's also a buffer zone, too.
Look at you. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
For that's going to be coming down and be on your lap. Somebody else's. Yeah. Well, what I do, I usually, like, when I come up, and, and they're, like, getting closer to being checked, their stuff's going, I put it up myself. But I guess I've never thought about, actually, or I don't think I do. Maybe I do sometimes put it behind me, or like you do. Mm-hmm. I don't leave that extra space, but I'm going to start doing that. I'm gonna add that just for, maybe I want a candy bar and put it up there.
That's right. Or
you never know.
You never know.
Don't put us in a box, right? Don't limit that. It's still being checked out. Don't limit that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to have to borrow that, right?
Yeah.
Something, or, something, yeah. Okay, so it looks like there is now this is funny. This is a meteorologist from Arkansas named Ryan Vaughn has started a new debate. So instead of weather, he's going to, how do you position the divider? Across the width of the conveyor belt or down the middle?
Why would you put it down the middle? It's not stopping anything.
Okay, all right.
Who does
He
that?
said, I'm at the store tonight and noticed some of you don't know how to use the divider. Now this is, I'm sure, during his newscast.
Yeah.
What's hilarious is like, okay, hang on. Everybody always waits for the weather, right? Everybody has to know the weather.
Yeah.
So they're waiting. So he has the most captive audience. Really. At his home, he's not going to get that captive audience.
No.
Because nobody at home listens, right?
No.
So, so this is like the most power that he's got right now, this captive audience, right? So he uses his forecast there. So he puts a mark there in the weather and talks about, okay, so he said, I'm at the store tonight and I noticed some of you don't know how to use a divider. You need to put it long ways to trip the sensor and keep a distance.
That's what he's doing.
Okay, and it's like some of y'all use it as a privacy fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should do that.
Look at that. Now, wait, hang on. I feel like man make fire. That's something like Honu. You know what I mean? No, do you not just think you just all of a sudden, how, let's go back in the caveman whenever they made fire. Whoa. Mm-hmm. It's like, who thought of that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Naturally, the comments were all over the place. Some people had their minds blown. Right here. Case in point, right?
Blown.
Oh, mind blown.
That'd be a nice realization.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about this all Monday. Okay. All-star game. What all-star game? We're trying to figure out how to do the conveyor belt. We're trying to figure out the bar. While others thought the technique was a waste of space.
No. See, I like I like the
we're
thought.
radio, but Krista is using her hands. Okay, Krista's using her hands as a bar.
Which I do that when I talk all the
I know,
time.
I know. We're waving in planes over here.
So, you've got it on the length of the conveyor, which, you know, that makes a nice buffer. I understand that. But then do you place another one across to keep the people's stuff from crawling over onto your side?
Well, yeah,
See, that's the other thing.
Yeah. Crawling over to the other side.
Crawling over onto
But you
your
know what?
side.
Have you been at the grocery store and like somebody like, you know, and they all, you know, their food is like right there beside you, and you'll see something you really wish you would have got. Like, if you know what I mean, like, there was like, or like, you know what I mean, like chicken or something, and it'll be, this aroma will be crazy, and it's just like, I really wouldn't be mad if you rang that up on mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my rotisserie chicken.
I know.
They'll never know.
I know. That's hilarious. She took my rotisserie chicken. That's a whole nother segment, okay?
That's not your rotisserie
The
chicken.
chicken.
It's on my side to begin with.
It's on my border. It's on my side. That's right. All right. So others joked about even more alternatives, like placing diagonally, standing on its end, or using multiple dividers to make shapes.
See? There.
There you go,
Multiple
Krista.
dividers. You need two.
To make a shape. Yeah. That is something. Now I'm really going to be very much aware of this as I go. Next time I go, right?
Yeah. As we should be.
As
important stuff.
As we should be. Okay. Also, do you know how much time do you think we actually take trying to look more attractive in a day?
Oh, I don't know.
This sounds like a lot.
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. We spend nearly 4 hours a day trying to look more attractive. Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay. The time you spent getting ready today is only part of this. A new study found that the average person spends almost 4 hours a day trying to look more attractive. That's a sixth of your life, or a quarter of your a quarter of your waking hours. Okay. Obviously, you're not spending 4 hours on makeup or choosing your outfit. Well, sometimes outfits, we don't take that lightly.
Depends on what you're doing.
That's exactly right. They factored in everything that we do to improve ourselves. Okay, the categories include makeup, cosmetics, hygiene, hair grooming, clothing, following a certain diet, exercising exercising in order to look better. They also let people list things that didn't fall into those categories. They came up with 4 hours of polling more than 93,000 people in 93 different countries. So it's a global average, not just the people in the U.S.
Huh.
The average for women is just under 4 hours, and for men it's a little over 3 hours. So not a huge difference. People who spend more than 4 hours a day do have one thing in common. They tend to have they're very much on social media.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a social media person. So.
Well, and I don't think that's accurate, but I do want to say I've got my hair in braids right now.
Yeah.
And Krista, this is the easiest, quickest get ready ever. I've never ever been able to get ready this fast. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and it's fantastic. The braids, I know that the beads will come out, the stuff will come out,
right.
You know, because they'll eventually fall out.
Sure.
And then I'll have to let it go. But I want to say the easiest, quickest I can get ready. You know what I'm saying?
They've been in there a while.
They've been in there for a long time because I wash my hair with them on.
Yeah.
And condition, and it's funny because like if you need me, I can be there in a second. No, it's great. No, I mean you wash and go. No, I promise, it's fantastic, and it's probably not my most, you know, the best maybe attractive, but I tell you right now, it's just been fantastic, and I was only going to keep it in for like a week or two.
Yeah.
But it's continued. It's embracing me. It's not letting me go, and I'm not going to let it go then. So anyway, I was going to take it down before I went to DC, but went ahead and kept it in, and it's just so nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That really just make up clothing and go. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And actually, like if you know how like I feel like this, and I think you are too. You and I both are like when we go somewhere. A lot of times we'll cut it really kind of close on time because we
Yes.
have other things we're doing.
Yes.
And I'm really guilty of that. Like before I leave, I'm thinking, oh, I can do this, and like do like something around the house or whatever, or I can fix this or do this,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So and that's not a bad sign of busy people. I think it's a good thing because we're trying to get things done before we get to the next event, you know what I mean, next thing going on. And so I think I can say that we're that way. And with this, I can get a lot done. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things done that I maybe couldn't get done. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time on my hair.
Oh, do you not?
No.
Yeah.
I like today, walking in here, still wet.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well then,
I mean, I dry the top of it to, keep my bangs straight so they're not all over the place. But yeah, my hair's still wet in the back.
it just goes.
It just goes.
That's wonderful. Well, I do. It takes me a while with hair. Especially like curling and blow drying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The whole project. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if
a
I'm
process.
like doing something where I have to look nice, then yes, I will really actually fix my hair
Yeah.
and not walk around with wet
Yeah,
hair.
but it's good
Like a
clean
bump.
hair. It's clean hair.
It
You know what I
is.
mean? Yeah, it's good and clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is mine. Mine's just all done up here. You can't. Mine's clean.
Yep.
But it's just I don't think I don't know, but I don't think I'm the average. I don't think I spend 4 hours. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Well, the cumulative, like your diet, thinking about the diet, what are you purchasing at the store that's a healthy item? I guess if you're including all those things, including exercise as well, that takes a while. If you have a regimen,
Yeah.
that can take a while. So
Right.
I can see where certain days it might be that long.
True. All right. Well, it's very interesting for sure. I guess so. I guess it does linger on when you think about it all day long, 4 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. It adds up.
Yeah.
All right. A little fun fact for Monday: roughly 20% of American adults have zero or limited credit history.
Zero credit history.
I don't know how that's so. You know
How
what I
do
mean?
you do that? Walk through life with cash all the time?
Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know.
Okay, we were just talking about George Washington's. He didn't. Did you know this? This little fun fact: he didn't wear a wig.
You told me that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you said that.
It was a fun fact. Isn't that funny? That's here too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's funny. We did say that. Yeah.
Was that?
I
was
think
that
I did
President's
say that.
Day or something?
We did talk about that.
I think so.
He didn't wear a wig. He's really fascinating. I mean, to take a tour through his home and everything, and
Was
see
it
what
Mount
he-
Vernon?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, exactly. And we went and you saw his bedroom, and
Yeah.
I don't think his bed's big enough for his. His feet had to hang over. He was a tall guy.
Yeah, he was over 6 feet or right at 6 feet
Yeah,
or
like
something
6'4"
like
or
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. He was, but I mean, like to hear the stories and stuff, and he had this chair that underneath you work it with your feet, and over above him was like a fan. So like when he was writing,
Yeah.
we talked about that. One of our head IBA members said that they thought it was supposed to be for like heat, or what we thought was heat, but he also used it for flies, like.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay.
I thought because the wind,
Yeah.
So that brought me.
Yes.
I promise, Krista. Am I not like completely like all of a sudden on one trail and then all of a sudden squirrel?
It's
Am I not
connected.
running around? Okay, I did not know this, and I think everybody should know this. Okay, have you ever had I love picnics, and we love eating outdoors and stuff. I love every bit of that. Okay, I like fixing tables up and making them fancy. I love all that. Well, we always have flies, right?
Yes.
So you buy those big screens or whatever you put, or whatever over your food,
Uh-huh.
If you put a fan, that will keep flies away. Not just people, don't put it towards your food so your food gets cold. But if you put a fan on there, it's that sound or that the rhythm of the fan. What am I trying to say? The waves, the
vibration or
vibration, the
something.
waves.
Yeah.
Flies don't like.
Really? Just like a little
portable,
bitty
those little
fan.
portable fans,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, like you can get battery operated. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna set them all over my table. Don't think it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna have them. I mean, I'm gonna invest in some, and I'm gonna have them on my table. No, I mean, try it.
Interesting.
So they say that'll keep the flies away.
That would be nice.
Oh, have you ever yes, that's like a big thing. If you are trying to have an outdoor event and flies just
Yeah.
And we have so many more insects than we used to. It seems like.
Don't we? Maybe I just.
No,
it just seems like we do.
I know. I think that's no. I don't. I'm speaking of things that I'm not an expert on in any shape or form, which are a lot of things. But I think that our winters are not as bad as sometimes as we've had, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And they say that really would be good to kill off some of these insects. I don't know. I can't stand ticks. Ticks are my thing. I hate them. I hate to even talk about them. And if anybody's eating breakfast, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I don't like flies into them.
Yeah, I generally don't care for insects.
Yeah, me
period.
neither. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was a little fun fact about the. Yeah, I
I'll
did not.
try it.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to because I would have never dreamed to do that, and then so they said that rhythm would have kept flies away too. So I don't know. So I thought, well, that's brilliant. So we're all for trying something. I try things all the time, new things. Sometimes it's good, sometimes, right?
That's right. Gotta try it.
Yeah. Okay. Also, so he was really balding on top. We're going back to George.
Yeah.
Back to George now.
Yeah.
He was curly on the sides, and he had a ponytail. He used powder to make his hair look white, like a wig.
Right.
Okay. So he wasn't real natural, but he used powder.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was it brown?
He didn't have. Do what?
Did he have brown hair or something?
I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know. That's a little
But
bit.
there's
make it
some
look a little
images
lighter.
of him. Of course, they're illustrations. They're
Yeah.
not photographed, but there's some illustrations of him where he has brown hair when he's younger.
Yeah.
Maybe it was going gray, and he just thought,
I'll
I'll
take
just
it a little bit further. Yeah.
powder it, make it all white.
You know how good he smelled? Wait, but you know what? I know me. Somebody would touch my hair, and the powder would go. You know how powder goes
Yeah.
poof? I have. Okay, I'm going to tell a little fun fact here. Before and now they have dry shampoo.
Yeah.
But before that,
Yeah.
many years ago, that was something you kind of did. You just put some powder in your hair, and
Yeah.
it would kind of do that. So maybe it all started with George.
Maybe it did.
George was
George.
a trendsetter.
He was.
You know what I mean, right? In so many ways.
Yeah.
And the ponytail back, you
Yeah.
know, original hair. Got to give a lot to this man. Peanut soup, maybe.
Peanut soup. He's got it all.
I'm telling you, no wonder. And he was president. They wanted to make him a king, and he refused. He didn't
Yeah.
want to be a king.
Yeah.
I mean, and that would have been tough to say. I mean, you could have been king, you know what I'm saying? But you
Right.
said, no, don't want to do that. I love that. Talk about a huge statement, right?
Well, I guess he was living up to his, personal views.
No,
and
his
beliefs.
views
You
and
know,
beliefs,
he had
and standing by them, right?
wanted to get out of the monarchy situation. That's where he and his ancestors had escaped, so didn't want to do it here. Start
love
fresh.
I know, and I love that. I mean, he was a man of his word and
Yeah.
stood by what he believed and realized that this is the direction he wanted to go. I just think that's a lot.
Yeah.
It says a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah. He's one of my favorites, too. So, I've got some quotes by him. I got a book, George Washington quotes.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. I can't peel them off in my head. I don't have the book.
That's okay.
But I just know he's outstanding. I think that's cool. All right, so anyway, so look, those are little fun facts for Monday, and actually something to talk about at supper tonight, and things to think about for sure. So Krista, at Meadowview, you guys all hanging in there? Are you guys starting wearing green? We've left Valentine's Day. Now we're going to be ready for St. Patrick's Day, and I'm sure everybody's going to be having their green on. I'm sure.
Wanda has gotten the green food coloring, I believe, is
What?
what she picked up for the shamrock shakes that she's making, and she's making green shakes, and she's got multiple things planned for activities, so it's going to be fun.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I used to make a really little fun fact about me. Okay, I could make a really good leprechaun trap.
Leprechaun trap?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've heard of these, but I've never personally made a trap to
catch
get
a
one.
leprechaun. Yeah.
Yep.
The girls all had Mrs. Ralston in
Yeah.
school,
Mm-hmm.
and we always did a leprechaun trap.
Yeah.
So by the time we got number 6 through,
You were pro?
Little fun fact.
Probably catching them like all
I
year
was gonna
round,
say,
weren't you?
Yeah. If any, like you have Ghostbusters, and for leprechauns you have Becky. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there. A little fun fact. Okay, I'm pretty good at that. So, yeah.
Well.
Which is a technique. You got to make sure. So, a little fun fact about me, maybe, Krista.
I have got to put that in my
I know.
recesses of my brain. Pull that out.
Should you need help,
Should I
okay?
need that?
I
Yeah.
am there for you, Krista.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, we got to get out of here, but thanks for hanging out with me on Monday. Thanks. That was fun to talk with Danny. And it's kind of cool to hear from our state coming up, the NBA All-Star Game for Indy 2024. Actually, that'd be fun, too. For Meadowview, I'm sure as we get closer to time, I'm sure we'll have some kind of a party over there for this.
We could do that.
I could.
Yes, that's a good idea. That is a good idea.
I don't think there's too many celebrations or parties that are missed at all.
No, we recognize most celebrations
Which is
early.
It's good, and that's
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
I do have something to mention
I would love to.
about Meadowview, and this includes Salem Crossing too.
Yeah.
I've been here filling in for when Laura Lee left. She was our former director of marketing and admissions, and we have a new director of marketing and admissions. Her name is Savannah, and she's brand new. That's
Okay.
why she's not with me today, but I'm sure that she will be starting to transition
Oh, awesome.
and at least join me, and I'm sure she'll join Holly too on Fridays, and eventually Savannah will be here, and I'll still come back and visit if you want me to.
I would love that.
We'll talk about all kinds of
The door's
stuff.
always welcome for you. Absolutely. The welcome mat's always rolled out.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're excited that
Yay.
Savannah is joining us, and appreciate that she is helping. She works for both buildings. She works for Meadowview and also Salem Crossing, because we're owned by American Senior Communities. We are sister communities.
Yes.
And but anyway, that's my fun little announcement today about Savannah, and we're very happy that she's with us.
Oh, awesome. Well, Laura Lee, I was a big fan, and I really enjoyed her and her coming in, and she was always very faithful, and she wanted to go a different route in her career. She did went a different route, and I know that was very dear to her. That was her own project she wanted to do. You know what I mean? She wanted to be an RN, going in to be an RN. She's done the homework, she's done the school. I mean, she's really had a lot on her plate. So we wish her well, onward hope. And I'm glad to hear we got someone now, because it's a big job, and it's a and I'm sure I can't wait to meet Savannah.
Yeah.
And I bet
she's very nice.
But it's a very important job too. And,
yeah, it is.
And a lot, and Salem Crossing and Meadowview, we are very blessed in our community to have both facilities. And both facilities, we always talk about shine, and they're both. It's like your children. Yeah, if you had 2 children, and you feel equally about both, and they're both great, but they both have different talents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's such a blessing that we've got, both facilities.
Yeah. I'm fortunate at Meadowview that Laura Lee is still with me. She's working as a nurse. She's my infection prevention nurse, and she's doing a great job. So I still get to see Laura Lee every day, and she's still certainly in the picture. She just moved on to something different, and she's killing it. She's doing great.
I have no doubt in my mind that she's not doing it 100. Well, everything's 100% what she does. And I think too, she wanted to be more in the field, so to speak. She wanted to be more with the people.
Right.
And so, and I love that, because that's what that was always been her heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, and it's sometimes nice for seasons in your life to do a little bit of a difference.
It is.
To do things.
It is.
And it's always hard to get used to things, but it works out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
So we wish her well, and I miss her like crazy, but wish her well, and we text. Stay in contact. So very good, Krista. Thank you for announcing that, and can't
You're
wait
welcome.
to meet Savannah.
Yep. She'll be here soon.
Awesome. All right, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
All right. Again, Coffee Club sponsors.
Oh, did we already do that again?
Yeah. I'll do it.
Do it again.
I'll do it.
Play it again, Sam.
Yep. Coffee Club sponsors Meadowview, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Fox Lee Wealth Management, AFP, and Fantastic Sam's.
All right, let's have the best Monday ever, Krista.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Barbecue is back in Salem, baby, and things are really smoking. New owner Bill and his family would like to invite you to come out to Po' Boys Barbecue at 506 South Main Street, Salem, Indiana, and try us out. I guarantee you'll love it. From pulled pork to ribs to brisket and even barbecue chicken. We have something for everyone. They have kids' meals, burgers, and even smoked wings. And if you've never heard of our haystack...
This is Jack Nicholson. Guess what? You're listening to the two sexiest fat men in radio, Rick and Bubba. I myself call them Richard and Bubsy, but that's another story. Mama told me when I was young Broderick, that's how it's done. Sit beside top of the hour, Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsley, and Eddie Van Adler, all here for another hour. Everybody say. So what I say. You're not watching on YouTube. It's all Leonard Skinner bed music today, or mostly Leonard Skinner. Gary Rosenson, the last original surviving member, went on in. And welcome back for another hour, Mr. Bill Bubba Buster.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for joining us. We only ask for 5 hours each and every day.
Each and every day. Eddie Van Adler is in the spotlight this weekend. Very emotional. His dad and mother have been. Oh gosh, what was the numbers again? Adler, they have been leading worship at a church somewhere for how many years?
For over 40 years.
For over 40 years. They are both incredibly talented. They're regulars here on the program. They're dear friends. And it was Michael Adler, and that includes wife Linda as well, in the role that she plays as the First Lady of Worship. They retired this past Sunday, and Adler, tell us about that special service. And Sherry and I wanted to be there, but we had commitments over at the church where we are serving right now and could not get there, and we hated that. But there was a side of me, since I don't like to cry in public, maybe it was good that I missed it.
Right.
But so it was. Tell us what it was like.
So it was great. So my dad retired from Shays Mountain Baptist Church after 22 years of being the music minister there, worship leader. And it was really cool. My dad brought back several of the guys that worked under him that have then gone on to become head worship pastors at churches all across the country.
Yeah.
So we brought back Logan Creasy, Chuck Hooten, Bobby Smith,
Oh my.
Paxton, and my brother Jake, who's now a worship leader in Des Moines, Iowa. He came into town with his wife, who sings with him at their church in Des Moines. My brother Brady is at Southern Seminary, so he came into town for this as well. And so, guys, the entire morning was amazing. We kind of let each worship pastor take a song, and like, this is your song, and if you want to say something beforehand, you can go for it, whatever, and then but kind of lead that song. And my dad was kind of like pointing to the next generation of worship leaders by doing that.
Man.
So he almost kind of took like a back seat on his last Sunday. And then he led the very last song. Well, let me talk about Saturday. So because of all these people coming into town, we had a Saturday night practice, which is not what we normally do.
Right.
But so Saturday, I'm like, it's Saturday. I could probably bring a 2-year-old with me and
What are you thinking?
and let a
What are you
2-year-old just
thinking?
run around the church like
What
I used to do.
Oh,
It's my dad's last time to lead a practice at his church. I'm gonna have my little kid causing problems in the pews of the empty pews of the church,
Like you did.
like I did growing up my whole life.
By the way, but you might want to have asked your dad, was that a pleasant experience?
It wasn't. Let me tell you, as the parent who you're
it's
concerned,
different.
and I'm trapped behind the drum set while we're practicing, it's very concerning. Like, oh wow, they're real high up right now, or I haven't seen them in 10 minutes.
Where'd they
Where
go?
are they? Yeah, that kind of thing.
And it's a huge room.
Big church.
It's a huge room.
They're crawling from the back to the front.
Really
Yes,
cool room.
under the
too.
pews. If you think I didn't do that as a kid, you're wrong.
Right. Sure.
I mean, you have to make the whole trip.
You
back
just pop
to
up?
front. Yeah, you pop up from time to time. It's great. And so I brought Ruby on a Saturday night to church. I just brought her in her jammies. She was just wearing jammies right
Why
around.
not?
It was great.
Yeah.
Big shout out to my mom for helping babysit
Thank
a lot
you.
of the time.
Thank you.
Because my family was kind of sitting out until the last song at the very end. I do want to say this. This is why I brought up the whole Saturday night thing. That was probably the most emotional point for me during the weekend. They circle everybody up to pray after we practice, and there's like my whole family's on stage, and there's all these people that have been touched by my dad's service at Shades Mountain. And we're praying, and they're tossing it around. They're doing a toss around prayer. When just like
Not the popcorn.
the popcorn.
Popcorn could go on and on.
It did. But luckily,
I bet Chuck Hooten just his prayer alone.
luckily, I was laughing for the first half of that. Otherwise, I would have been very emotional because we all circle up. I'm right here. My mom is right next to me, and my brother Brady is on the other side. And I see a hand show up on my mom's shoulder. And I think it's Brady's hand. And so I just like put my hand on there and I'm just like, wow. And we're praying for like a split second. Let's right at the beginning. I'm like, oh, Brady's hand's real cold. And kind of feminine. You know?
His hand was that small.
What's going on?
Come on, man.
I look over and it's Abby Brunson's hand.
Oh, you're
awkward. Who is now in a position under, she's been my dad's kind of like one of the helper worship leaders there at the church. I should know the name of that.
Good.
Obviously don't.
You were really looking for that title right
All
there.
the other people, all the other people I mentioned, she is now in that position. So,
Wow,
anyway,
explains the fingernails.
I
you were
look
touching.
over, yes, and the cold feminine hand, right? Because it was not my brother's. So I look over and I just laugh and I pull my hand off there. I was like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was laughing for the first half of the prayer because it was so emotional. People were just like, "Thank you, God, for this unbelievable example." And I'm not a good popcorn guy, and I did want to.
It's not your best.
I did want to pray.
Greg, not his best.
And so I go, dear, got cut off. Chuck Hooten, I think, cut me off. The first time.
And you better rest.
And then I waited for Chuck to finish, and then I go, dear, and then I got cut off again. I kept trying to jump in. I couldn't get in.
Your name Blake Smith. Oh,
and
no.
I finally got in.
Of all people.
I finally got in, and I was
Popcorn.
like, thank you, God, for this unbelievable example my parents have been as far as being pastors and parents and just followers of Christ. Thank you so much, God, for that. And thank you for the opportunity to do this with my family. Not everybody gets to do this.
That's so cool.
Not everybody gets to do this. And it's just been such a privilege to do that with my parents, with my family. Growing up my whole life, I played bass behind my dad in 4th grade on the stage. So like this has been a long thing in my life. And the very end, I didn't cry, by the way.
Because drummers don't.
Drummers don't cry. I'm not guaranteeing anything right now.
Yeah.
But in the service in front of 2,000 people, I did not cry. So that was big.
Good.
That is big.
We ended the service with this song, and we have my whole family on the song.
Can I ask one question before? I was going to say that.
I may cry.
They do more than one service. So you
Correct.
had to go through this twice.
Right.
But this is
Yes.
the one where you know it is the final song because it's the final service.
Yes.
And let me get this straight. In this final moment of your dad's incredible ministry, okay, and he is one of the best. I've told you that 1,000 times. I love him. I love his heart, and he's going to get a well-done, good and faithful servant. And, of course, he's got so much energy. There's a lot more that he's going to continue to do.
Absolutely.
But for this era to end with all of you on the stage together, your brothers, your mother, and your dad, all doing this final song as him as a worship pastor, I just want to be sure I got that right.
That's what happened. Yeah,
That's the
And here we go.
And also I want to mention my brother's kids. So his grandkids, my dad's grandkids are on the stage as well. And
Maybe
this is,
drummers do cry.
And it was rough. So you're gonna hear.
I've already got chills, and nothing's even happened.
And here's my brother Brady kicking it off.
Go, Brady.
Your family.
There you are! Now! There's Jake! He's got a beer!
Even his grandson's got gray hair.
I know. It's a fantastic hair. Thanks, Adler. Hey,
Sorry
well
about
done.
that, guys. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Well done. What a legacy.
For the final prayer, we may want to watch the
Yeah, let's come back.
final prayer because a 2-year-old
Don't.
came on stage
Don't.
with me.
No.
You ever have a 2-year-old on stage with you?
Yeah,
It's
I've been there.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is.
It's nerve-wracking.
Rick and Bubba.
You don't have to break the bank to make a big deal purchase like with Raycon earbuds, whether you're looking for a pair of everyday earbuds, low latency gaming headphones, or a speaker with a battery that will last all night at your next party. Raycons, they got you covered with premium audio at the perfect price point. Plus, they offer buy now, pay later options. Right now, you get 15% off at buyraycon.com/Bubba. Buyraycon.com/Bubba. Or find a link at rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. Spring's almost here, and you can make mealtime easy with HelloFresh. Now, not only does HelloFresh deliver great-tasting recipes right to the door, new dietitian win options under 700 calories and protein smart choices featuring 30 grams or more of protein make it easier than ever to stay on top of your wellness goals. Join in and save up today for 60% off plus free shipping with the code BUBBA at HelloFresh.com/Bubba. That's the code BUBBA at HelloFresh.com/Bubba, or find the link at RickandBubba.com under the sponsor. We got you a free silver bar. Okay, we asked our friends at Lear Capital to do something special for our listeners. Look, highly respected financial analysts predict gold prices could soar as high as $4,000 an ounce. There's no magic 8-ball that guarantees that, but gold has outperformed the S&P 500 for the past 20 years. For the next 14 days, new Lear customers receive a free 1-ounce silver bar with every ounce of gold you purchase. Your free silver bar offer expires in 14 days, so hurry. Visit LearBubba.com.
Wendy's home-style French toast sticks are so delicious, some are saying that they're better than their mom's breakfast.
Excuse me, did you just say Wendy's French toast sticks are better than my breakfast?
Mom, is that you?
Answer the question.
I said some people are saying that because they're so crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside and perfect in every way.
Uh-huh. And what do you think?
I think it's time to tell people to choose wisely. Choose Wendy's sweet and crispy home-style French toast sticks.
That's still not an answer.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
I'm Jenny, Senior Designer for Cleo & Wolf, and this is Behind the Designs with Boot Barn. Cleo & Wolf is a vintage-inspired, effortless collection with a country sensibility. Each design is thought out and crafted so that it becomes a special staple in her wardrobe. Even if it's just an article of clothing, there's so much meaning to that. In her most authentic, natural state is where her beauty and her confidence lives. Cleo & Wolf, only at Boot Barn.
3 people you should be 100% certain about. Your barber, your plumber, and your tax pro. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and you can be 100% certain about your taxes. We'll get you your maximum refund guaranteed and we'll back your return for life. Don't be kind of certain or almost certain. Be 100% certain. Switch to Jackson Hewitt today and get 50% off tax prep. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it! There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets! Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. All right, folks, you've heard us talking about what Relief Factor can do for your pain for several years now. If you struggle with occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living, consider this. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. And we kid you not, Relief Factor is for real. And the majority of people who ordered the 3-week quick start for just $19.95 go on to order more. Try it at relieffactor.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsors. Are you prepared for the unexpected? Now, it's only a matter of time before your out-of-warranty vehicles in the shop costing thousands. You can be prepared like us with CarShield. CarShield offers protection plans to fit every budget and includes 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car eligibility. Call CarShield now to save 20% on your plan, and you'll always be prepared for the unexpected. 1-800-465-6550 or go to carshield.com/Bubba.
Listening to the Rick and Bubba Show.
22 minutes past the hour. We've been recapping weekends. We've been through Bubba's weekend. We've been through Greg's weekend. My weekend. Adler's, we're in his weekend now. We'll get to some of your phone calls next segment at 866-WE-BE-BIG, which will be the first phone segment of the week. But finishing up Adler with a very emotional time for his family, but a celebration because it's been an incredible 40-plus years of being, and you know, your dad did this, now your brother's doing this, and then they all came back together, and they were all together for the final day for Michael Adler to retire as the worship leader at Shades Mountain Baptist Church, where Sherry and I went for over 20 years and developed a friendship with them, and they've been on the show many times, and he's been a worship pastor somewhere for over 40 years. And his retirement was this past Sunday, and we just heard them do the very last song.
Yes, and it was...
And all the Adlers were present.
Yes. And just to, because, you know, you mentioned, Rick, you went to Shades for a long time.
Yeah, 21 years, I think?
Yes. You guys left Shades on good terms. Just to clarify some things I'm seeing in the comments on the YouTube channel. Anyway.
I find the YouTube channel comments, no matter what we do, to be the strangest people. And they also seem to be the grotesquely most uninformed.
Well,
I mean, they're not ready to shoot, ready, aim, and fire one out there. Can I tell all of you something, commenting people? If you have a serious question, contact the person on the show directly first, and then get our information, and then decide is the comment now necessary. Because we might have cleared it up for you. We may have given you exactly the information you needed. Right. But no, there was nothing, some of you that may or may not have been through this in your life, our kids all had grown up in that church. They had all gone out on their own. It's 20 minutes to 25 minutes from our home. Sherry and I had never gone to church in our own community. And I did some interim preaching at the church Valleydale while Mac Brunson, who's now the pastor, was coming in, felt that God was calling us there, thought that's all he had called me to do, and then when it was over, Sherry and I couldn't get a peace that he was releasing us from that congregation, and God called us to go there and serve. And that's what we're doing at this stage of our life. Danny Wood, we had dinner with him and his wife. He was getting ready to retire, told us that he was going to retire. We didn't know that when we talked to him. He still comes to the Wednesday Bible study. He was our pastor. He then retired. He and I are still friends. Michael and Linda obviously are dear friends of ours. Nothing happened at Shades Mountain that we went, well, I'll tell you what, we're out of here. And we did do something that I would suggest for everybody. We actually met with the pastor and told him why we felt called to go to another church as opposed to just leaving. So there was nothing about that. This is where Brody met his future wife. We were over there doing an engagement celebration at Shades because that's where they